Greetings, what's up, and a very warm welcome to the channel. The sun is hiding because I still live in England, and the magpie is casting. Coming to you guys right now with a live 1 vs 1 battle featuring, spawning in the north, it's going to be the Wehrmacht pieces of Fredbrik. And spawning in the south, it's going to be the American forces of none other than Jesulin. The map, of course, is going to be Faymanville Approach, and yes, we should be set for a really good game here. Fredbrik, one of these up-and-coming players. I don't really know too much about him, but I have cast 1 or 2 of his games, and I've heard a lot of really good things about him, so we'll have to see what he can do in the face of what is, to be fair, one of the most dangerous players at large in the game at the moment. You have to say, Jesulin is, well, he always looks pretty good, doesn't he? So anyway, Jesulin here, going to be playing USF, and it will be nice to see what he brings to the United States table as well. Have to see what techniques, strategies, and abilities he favors. Yep, so I guess sorry for bringing you guys yet another Wehrmacht versus USF game. I think this might be the 3rd in a row, but this is one of my favorite matchups. And also, when you see Jesulin versus Fredbrik on the top of the live games lobby, you're just not going to say no, are you? Let's face it. So anyway, we've got a scuffle coming down here in mid as, let's see, some pioneers going to find these riflemen, and they're just going to juke and jive in and out of this building because that's what they like doing. Sniper here, going to be chipping on into the fight, claims his first Yankee skull there, boom, killing off Tommy here. And yes, I'm just trying to think if there's anything I should talk about whilst this game gets underway. Can't think of anything, but that might be because I'm actually not 100% at the moment. I have this like raging headache, and I have not been super well the last couple of days. But I don't know. I think casting actually just makes me better because it's something I just like doing. So I figured I'd boot up the old rig and see who's out in the live game lobby. Anyway, these riflemen have fallen back to base. They're going to come back out. Whoa! This sniper just instantly chipping in that damage and making it real. We've got some grenadiers here taking on some rear echelons just up in the north. Seemingly neither player really getting a big lead just yet, but it's worth pointing out that Jesulin does in fact have his fuel point connected right now. So he is actually taking a little bit of a resource lead right now. Not much, nothing to write home about. And Fredbrik does have the munitions lead. Oh, this sniper getting awfully close to these rear echelons. Got to be a little bit careful with that. And already we can see, though, you can feel the Wehrmacht pieces here just getting more and more compressed back as Jesulin pushes forward, leveraging the superior strength of these riflemen. And by God, they're strong. Look at the minimap, turning substantially more red than blue right now. And yeah, Fredbrik's going to have to try and make something happen here if he wants to make a dent in the Spaniard. Let's just check the commanders here. We've got Storm Doctrine. I've not seen this one for a while. Tactical movement. Oh, he's got the... Oh, okay. He'll be mounting that one in response to the new British commander. Basically, if you don't pack a commander who has the left 18, you pretty much just die as Wehrmacht these days. That's an exaggeration. It's not that bad at all, but it definitely helps deal with the new British emplacement commander. So anyway, Fredbrik on top of his micromanagement and his multitasking, it seems, going to fall these pioneers back before they're in any real danger, though they did run into those riflemen for a fairly unprofitable exchange. These grenadiers might just want to slink on back to the edge of this zone, although I suppose they are actually providing some scouting right now for the sniper, who is smashing heads again. Boom, there we go. Jesulin going to fall that guy back. Let's check the tech here for the Axis player. Bop, and we've got Battle Phase 1 just coming now. Pretty standard stuff. Check the tech for the American player. No sign of Captain or Lieutenant tech, although I suppose that's because he doesn't have the fuel right now. That actually does surprise me how low his fuel is. I suppose we're only 4 minutes into the game. Maybe I'm jumping the gun a little bit on that one. The world is like slightly hazy right now, like just a little bit of a blur, so this casting may or may not be as accurate as usual. We'll see. I don't know what that says about my regular standards or my present state. Either way, you can take that one. Interpret it how you will. Such is the joy of the human condition. Ah, okay, so there's a lieutenant. What? How did I not see that building? Oh my goodness. Anyway, we do have a lieutenant on the field, so that's why Jesulin's fuel was so low. So my timing was spot on. Never doubt yourself, Magpie. Never doubt yourself. You have the casting skill, my friend. I don't know why I'm giving myself like phantom advice. That's like my sort of Jedi ghost apparition version of myself. Anyway, so yeah, Lieutenant Tech is going to be the choice here for Jesulin. So I guess we're probably going to see a utility car. This does make sense. There is a sniper on the field, and the utility car is pretty smart against the sniper. We'll have to see if he's going to put any mines around the place. I do hope he does. Whoa, whoa, Jesulin's so brave here. He knows he's got this sniper pushed back with these riflemen. Just going to leave this one man capping this, or rather decapping that point. He is so clinical, squeezing every last drop of value out of that unit there. Very nice, very nice. And look at the minimap. Jesulin just well on top of things here. He's got most of the resource points that matter. Actually, having said that, Fredbrik does at least have a fuel point, so that's something going his way. Oh, he needs to pick these grenadiers up. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, just again. Wow. Fredbrik, too, squeezing every last drop of value out of this squad. Just staying to the last, just to trade out there, letting that sniper pick down just a few more yanks. Sniper now up to 11 kills. Not so bad at the 5.5 minute mark. And you can see Jesulin, I don't know, he's probably would have another squad, I guess, if there weren't 11 dead riflemen that he's had to reinforce. Anyway, we're going to see the controversial AA half-track here coming out from Jesulin. This quite unusual, and we'll have to see how the Spaniard intends to use this. There is a 222 as well coming out for Fredbrik. Now, that's a weird fight, because the 222 can beat the AA half-track, but the AA half-track will more usually beat the 222. It all depends on the engagement. If that half-track is moving and isn't using its main cannon, well, the 222 can capitalize on that. So if you Faust it and the half-track's trying to limp away, or you know, if you force it to move somehow, then the 222 can come in for the pursuit, and that can be very annoying for the American player.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Lieutenant and Rifleman squad here, just kind of clearing house, just north of mid. Here comes that 222. I'm not sure, I don't think it's revealed itself just yet. And here comes the AA half-track, and I believe that, yeah, so that has now revealed itself. So Fredbrik, it's safe to say, knows the peril he's in, and actually he's going to double down. He's going for a second Zwitten 222. Sonderkampfwagen. Here it comes. Here comes the first one. Finds the AA half-track, which is going to park up. That's going to let it use the main cannon here. But Fredbrik's going to be too smart. Going to get that reverse micro on out of there. Whoa, but now the 222's backed into a hard place here. Oh, this is beautiful positioning on the AA half-track. Although it doesn't have any support, it is now taking hits from the autocannon. It just needs to park, I reckon, just here. And that would just be such a horrible thing for the German player to have to try and deal with. Oh, God. Oh, God, this is grimy. It's gonna acquire the 222. Doesn't get any cannon rounds off. Jesulin's micro, though, instantly moving it away now that the second 222 comes in. So that's really nice. Whoa, this is an awkward squad. They're on 4 men, but like 20% health. That is really awkward for Fredbrik, actually. He's got to keep an eye out for them. That actually could be important as we move forward. 7.5 minutes, more or less, into the game now. Fredbrik down 394. Pardon me, 392 under 500. So a 108-point lead so far for Jesulin. I don't think Fredbrik's been doing badly. I just think he's playing Vermac more or less against American forces. Like USF just have such a strong early game. You know, when your mainline infantry are like Pioneers and Grenadiers. Anyway, Jesulin going to take a dive here with the AA half-track, trying to find that Grenadier squad. Here comes the 222 train, and the next stop is destruction for the AA half-track. That's a really nice pickup there for Fredbrik. Really nice. Taking advantage of Jesulin trying to mow down that Grenadier squad is really, really, really very nice. But in the meantime, there's a lot of pressure coming down on the doorstep of the German base. But still, this sniper actually just taxing the American forces. This is really, really smart play, actually. Fredbrik looking pretty decent in these engagements. It's just his map control suffering. So I wonder if he can come back from being behind in terms of this map control. He's going to be set really nicely. Also, bear in mind, neither player has chosen a commander, so that's a resource they both have, and Fredbrik can choose something nice for the late game. I'm looking at you, Mr. Jägerarmer. Like, on this map, having that elephant just parked anywhere pretty much just says, thou shalt not have armor. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's basically what I'm saying. It's pretty good on a small map, this being one of those small maps, so it's pretty good here. The 222's also got a reasonable amount of veterancy off the back of that last fight. Taking out the AA half-track has put them both up to 1 star. This one now 2, so that's pretty spicy. And he's just going to try and bully these units around the place. He has to be careful, though. Keep an eye on his health. He needs to get some repairs down. And, whoa. What happened to these riflemen here? Oh, okay, they fell back. Okay, so 2 squads of riflemen being forced back. And Fredbrik here looking a little bit resurgent. This is really nice. Liking what I'm seeing, actually, and he knows he needs to get out onto the map and start taking the crucial resource points and victory points, so he's going to start doing that momentarily here, and I really like what I'm seeing here. Fredbrik putting on quite the display. So this is pretty spicy. You'll note as well he's got the 2 MG42s on his 2 Grenadier squads, just nice upgrades to see. Looks like he's been able to spare the munitions for that. Actually, still floating 90, so that's pretty cool. No utility car has been spotted, so he has not had to invest in a mine detector either. So that's also very nice. As you just heard the announcer say, Fredbrik down at 300 points under a triple cap at the 10-minute mark, and Jesulin still with the clean sheet here. Whoa! This 222 could very easily go down, and it will. The captain is here. He does have the double Zook. And we're going to have a Stuart coming onto the field here for Jesulin, so it looks like the window of advantage for Fredbrik to move out and get something done on the map has been slammed shut by Jesulin's next transition, his next tech choice here. And somehow Jesulin making losing that AA half-track look like not nearly so bad as it feels like it ought to have been. Probably because he's just like drowning in fuel right now. He's got more fuel than the Middle East right now. He's got like, you know, all of the map has been under his control, so he's in danger of getting invaded by the Bush family here. He needs to spend some of this fuel. We've got an ambulance coming out. Let's just check the tech here for the Axis player. No sign of battle phase 2. Ooh, Totemo risky deaths. So he's going for another 222. He's going to replace the one he lost. Interesting. I'm not sure if that's just a death sentence right now. I feel like he really needs to do something new with his tech, especially now that we've got a Stuart on the field. I wonder... No, he's not going to be able to cancel this 222. I was hoping maybe he could see the Stuart and cancel the 222. I mean, he's got nothing to do with the Stuart here. This is going to be really hard. I mean, he's got Fausts. But that is actually it. Like, he literally has Fausts. Well, I suppose the 222s have autocannons, which can touch the Stuart, but only just, you know. So this is going to be really tricky. This is going to be really tricky. And look at Jesulin's map control. We've got a little scuffle down here over in the west. Oh, no. Is he going to pick up these engineers? Looks like... Okay, so the Pioneers are going to survive, but only just. These Grenadiers now in massive jeopardy. Looks like they managed to get the Faust onto the Stuart, but it just doesn't count for much, because remember, American vehicle crews can just repair stuff so fast. But actually, here come the 222s. And they're going to go for a little bit of an autocannon train. We're doing more damage than I thought, actually. Those cannons nicked so slecht. That means not so bad. He's desperately trying for it here. The captain's in the hood, but he's just to the south here. So is the 222 going to have the damage output needed here? I don't think so. Oh, he comes around the corner, and that will be fatal. Fredbrik there investing all his 222s to try and destroy the Stuart, and it clearly, you know, it didn't pay off. It was so close. I feel for Fredbrik, and I see what he was trying to do, and I definitely think it was possible. I just think not there, not then. And, wow. So that puts Fredbrik pretty much miles behind. He's got 3 Grenadiers and a sniper, more or less. I mean, the Pioneers have, like, you know, the combat equivalent of a 2-day-old puppy. So, and he's going to have a pack gun shortly, which he desperately needs to deal with this Stuart. But, like, I don't know. That was pretty dangerous. That was pretty dangerous. He did lose a lot of stuff, although somewhere, actually, goodness me. My head is, like, so cloudy right now. A rifleman squad has died. Didn't see where that happened. But actually, Fredbrik's army is not that small. In fact, in terms of just raw unit supply, I know there's some reinforcing that he's doing here for Jesulin, but in terms of raw unit supply, he's kind of actually ahead. So if he can actually deal with the Stuart, that's going to be really fine. In fact, and he captures 2 of the VPs, so that's going to help, because he is down at 161 under 500 now. Jesulin just, like, relentlessly hounding these VPs. But yeah, that's actually pretty decent. Commander has been picked, of course, for Jesulin. He's gone for the infantry company. And that is why you see the 1919 A6 LMGs. Oh no, he's actually going to lose these Pioneers. Yeah, the fallback route here is not going to be very kind to this this Pioneer here. Blah! He gets wiped out there. So yeah, the brutal power of the 1919 LMGs is now on these riflemen, and that is going to hurt. They are pretty spicy, as I'm sure we all know by now. Oh my god, the damage! The damage is just absolutely real. And Jesulin's going to take back the VPs very shortly. You have to feel. Where's the pack gun in all this? Okay, the pack gun in a sensible position. If he loses the pack gun, he pretty much loses the game, as is often what I feel like I keep saying about Wehrmacht players. I mean, like, the packs are so important. Wehrmacht's a great faction, but I actually feel like they have a real problem with anti-tanks sometimes. They can just get stuck with none, and also if you find yourself stuck at just like Battle Phase 1 tech with like the Mechanized Company, you have some very, very potent anti-tank options, you know, the Panzer Grenadiers and the pack gun, but they are also very, very fragile. So, you know, everything can go wrong in an awful hurry. Anyway, got a bit of a fight being taken here. Jesulin going to move on in with 2 squads of riflemen. The 1919 LMGs on them. Boy, make that 3 squads. And, like, this is not enough German just bodies. It's not enough resistance. He's actually going to use the relief infantry here. So he's going to get a few free squads of Ostropon, which I feel like he desperately needs. That is well played there from Fredbrik, who, incidentally, to have access to that ability, has gone ahead and chosen his commander, which, of course, is going to be Lightning War. So, yeah, he's going to have the Jaeger infantry upgrade. He's going to have the tactical movement. He's going to have this, what is it called? Relief infantry, which so far has generated him 1 squad of Ostrupin. You know, that is useful. Wow, the Ostrupin come out with the ability on them, so you can lose models from this Ostrupin to generate more squads of Ostrupin. That's actually brutal. Yeah, and then later on, you know, he'll have the Tiger Tank and he'll have the Stuka attacks, so... I almost feel like he needs to be losing more men or something, because he's not really recouping a lot of advantage out of this relief infantry usage so far. Just 1 squad of Ostrupin for how many munitions? 90. Actually, yeah. Who am I kidding? That's actually not a bad trade. That is feasible. And this is what he needs right now. He just needs more bodies. So actually, I like the choice of this commander. This was actually a really smart pick. There you go. Now he's going to start losing more dudes, and that's going to help him get some more Ostrupin out. He's got another 35 seconds of usage on this ability. There's another squad of Ostrupin just now arriving. Yeah, this ability actually starts looking really good. Every time I've seen it used, I'm always actually quite impressed. These Grenadiers now at 3-star vet as well. That's pretty good. Oh, a rifle grenade comes down, but Jesulin's well on top of it. Going to move his lieutenant out of there. He needs to... Whoa! Fredbrik needs to fall back these Grenadiers. I feel like he's forgotten about them. There comes the fallback. But the BAR and the Tommy gun just do not take prisoners. So, he's going to get out of there with a squad. But by the skin of his teeth, another squad of Ostrupin. So that was 90 munitions for 3 squads of Ostrupin. If I could buy Ostrupin squads for 30 munitions in a game, I would do so. So I think that ability has been worth it. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool for Fredbrik. Hold the goddamn line! Me. Sorry, the American voice acting. It's like the main reason I just can't play as America. You know, actually, I'm going to click on Fredbrik, so we have the German announcer. Anyway, 17 minutes into this game, Fredbrik down at 113 victory points under still 500. He is still triple capped. I feel like, despite playing very well, he's actually just never had a look in this game, which is very sad to say. He has no manpower, and all of his squads are gasping. Like, he's got 2 one-man Grenadier squads, a 1-man Pioneer squad. You know, he just has no manpower right now, which speaks as to how much of a battering he's been taking out there. And now he's got 100 points left. He's not going to be able to... what is he doing? Oh, he's just now building his medical bunker. Oh, yeah, that's a really good point, actually. He never got that the whole game, and he still, like, doesn't have the munitions to make the medics there. So that is an ambitious buy. Oh, Sniper gets caught out here. Stuart on his tail. That's a big one. 3-star Vermax Sniper. Really? Wow, the time on target artillery barrage can hit into the base? Wow, that seems pretty strong. I think this MG42 is not going to be long for this world. That MG42 BT dubs, I feel a little late. Oh god, oh god, oh god. And there's that barrage. Very ineffective actually there, but I mean worth a try for Jesulin, and also, let's face it, Jesulin's floating so much fuel, so much munitions. So many munitions. He can do that anytime he likes. Interesting actually, because munitions of course is a plural, whereas fuel is not. So you have much fuel but many munitions. Just another pitfall for the casting community to fall into. I'm just letting you guys know this is a really, really hard thing to do, casting Comedy of Heroes 2. He says tongue in cheek, eye rolling, massive sarcasm. But seriously, there are so many pitfalls. Stuart gonna stop these Ostrupin in the north, and I feel like with 41 tickets and no map presence and nothing, no real way of punching out in time, Fredbrik is just gonna die here. And this is a really hard game for me to dissect, because I feel like he actually just played really well. I think going for the third 2-2-2 was silly. I think that was a really bad call. Because at that point he was buying that third 2-2-2 to pair up with his existing second one. The first one, of course, had died, and then he was going to try and take out the Stuart with 2 2-2-2-2s, 2 2-2-2s even. Sorry, another pitfall, by the way. So I think that can work against an AA half track, the double 2-2-2 like technique. But I think against a Stuart, that is a big ask. And yeah, there we go. Fredbrik's going to choose this moment to GG out of the game. Again, he didn't actually play badly at all. Like, his micromanagement of his units was great. His multitasking was great. Only one time did I see him just drop a unit, and it was these pioneers down here that got wiped out by 1919 LMG fire in this location. So yeah, like I say, I actually feel like he played that very well. But he was only able to, let me correct the tack here. He was really only able to hold this area here. And he was never able to like hold a perimeter here, and that actually makes the difference, as you can see, between winning and losing. Because if you're able to hold the middle line, or at least some of it, then you don't die on victory points, and that is of course the fate that befell Fredbrik here. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like, honestly, I feel like Wehrmacht against US at the moment, I feel like Wehrmacht has a really hard time. Like, just the power of riflemen and then, like, the commander units, you know, the lieutenant and the captain that come to join them are so good. Like, the lieutenant is fantastic. The captain, fantastic. And then if you pick a commander who gives them the 1919s, or, you know, if you just want to be really old school and pay for your weapon racks, like some mug, and get BARs, then, like, the Wehrmacht infantry, none of it stands a chance. Grenadiers, forget about it. Even 3-star grenadiers with an LMG-42 will not hold up to 3-star riflemen with their double weapon upgrades. And it's the same for Panzer Grenadiers, you know, like, you can just forget about it. Like, and the reinforced cost on Panzer Grenadiers makes them prohibitively expensive to use as your mainline infantry anyway. So, I don't know. I mean, do you go to Ostrupin? I just feel like Ostrupin will die before they've even, like, managed to fire 3 shots each. So it is very hard. Obviously, the answer is you don't try and compete in that way. You use your MG42s and your weapon teams to compensate for it, which, to be fair, in this game, Fredbrik didn't really do. He did build an MG42, but I felt like it was too late. So perhaps that was his undoing. You know, but he did keep this sniper alive. 45 kills! Nicely done, Fredbrik. But yeah, I mean, he did keep the sniper alive and do very well with it, and he did make some sweet plays with 222s in the early game and things like that. But I don't know, this is why it's a hard game for me to dissect. Like, I am genuinely having a hard time thinking of what Fredbrik could have done differently, except taking that dive on the Stuart with his 222s. That was not a good plan, and I don't think he should have built a third 222 to try for it, but that's just my opinion. So, yeah, Jesulin here showing us why he is right at the top of the game. Fantastic work from him, looking very strong here as USF. Just a smooth, well-composed game where he was just on top in a comfortable way throughout and didn't overextend at any point. And, yeah, just clinical top-level play from Jesulin. Very nice to see. Anyway, I will be bringing you more games very shortly, and of course, stay tuned this weekend for the ESL. Of course, on Saturday, we've got the monthly cup, which should be awesome, and then on Sunday, we'll have the weekly cup, which should also be very, very good fun. So, yes, indeed, for now, this is Magpie842, signing out.